Alright, welcome back everybody. You can see we are picking up where we left off. We've rested. We're ready to go back in the grove. We got our party buffed. We're ready to do this thing. So, here we go. My dogs are asleep, so maybe we won't get a lot of woofing. We did equip our gloves, that's good. We do have a lot we gotta sell. We're kinda toting a lot with us. Luckily there are some vendors here in the grove. But we'll have a few things we take care of first. And as we make our way in, they're very nice enough to open the door for us. We're going to make our way in, and we can see it's almost like we didn't even rest. They're standing here waiting for us.
There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the Druid too? Unbelievable!
Hmm.
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foulbloods ain't known for courage.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
So this is where I am going to step in. Again, we're trying to be a little bit of a peacemaker this run. Let's go and use friends. They don't love when you use friends on people, but I think it's still worth it. Oh, and you can see it's definitely worthwhile. Although with that roll, we still would have made it even with the first roll, but...
You're right. There's too much at stake.
Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
More goblins could be on their way.
I'm more worried about this parasite than a few goblins. We need a healer.
Let's talk to Zevlor here.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The Druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The Druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. We're refugees from Elturel. We took shelter here after gnolls attacked us on the road. We were bound for Baldur's Gate, and it was too late to turn back. Elturel had no place for tieflings after the Descent.
The Descent, an infernal conspiracy that had seen the entire city of Elturel briefly dragged to the hells.
So I hoped, but we've lost so many already. And more will die if we're forced out again. I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
Really? We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the Druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
So, this is kind of playing into the... I feel like a little bit of an outcast because I'm a sorcerer Githyanki as opposed to a warrior or eldritch knight. There are some magic using Githyanki, but they tend to lean more towards wizards than sorcerers. A little bit about the build I'm actually going to be planning. I will be taking a couple of warlock levels with it, because it is going to be kind of a crit-based build. And, well, you'll see long term what I'm going to be doing. Alright, but right now we're sneaking up. This is actually, funny enough, this girl was the one that we saw during that opening FMV who saw the crashing ship through her telescope. But first we're going to move up. Astarian's going to come. Now he's an assassin, so first round, he gets a sneak attack. And you can see he did a massive hit. 22 damage on the surprised bugbear assassin. Absolutely huge. He's going to try to hide, but not very effectively. He did kind of move out into the open. I'm going to follow it up with this. Do 3 damage of my own, kind of step out of the way. Now he doesn't get to move. He's surprised by us. Ironic. He was trying to surprise people. And then she's going to move up. Doesn't have the best dex, but still managed to hit. So good job to Shadowheart there. And you can see she could have taken a second attack with these War Priest extra attack charges. She only gets 3 in a day though, so you don't want to just yeet them out there and use them right away. Gotta pick your moments. So this is Nadira.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics, are you? Avernus's stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square. Care to explain why you reek of the hells?
I certainly will. With advantage and high enough persuasion, I'm not even going to worry about guidance. Easily made the roll.
Well, that's quite the story. And I thought I was doomed. Now I feel sorry for you. Here. Take this. It's worth a fortune. But a fortune's not worth much if you're dead. Consider it payment for saving my life.
A soul coin, true to its name, holds a mortal soul inside. It serves in the Nine Hells as very valuable currency.
No one's stopped me yet. Breathe deep and move.
So far, so good. I believe, if I remember correctly, there's somewhere over here where we can dig. So we're going to go take a look and see if I remember right. There it is. There's also a squirrel that I could try to talk to. I don't have speak with animals. Ooh, a few potions. Potions of invisibility are really nice. I don't think I have a potion for speak with animals right now. So I'm not going to go over there and talk to the squirrel because it's actually one of the more popular early cutscenes, but like it tries to bite your foot and most people just kick it. And I don't feel like kicking a squirrel right now. So now we are going to enter the upper part of the Druid Grove. And we can see that there's a lot of tieflings in this part. Pardon me, I had to sneeze. We'll talk to them in a minute, but first we're going to talk to Aaron. He is a vendor.
Refugees, adventurers, no one in years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed. Well met. And thank you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? Act fast if you do. The ritual will be complete before too long.
He's honestly not too helpful with answers, so I'm not going to
Just some
bother.
bits and bobs I no longer need.
We're just going to treat him as a vendor, because that's what he is. What's nice is with my charisma, I do get a 25% discount. You can actually get a higher discount by moving this borrower. You do that by not taking the full amount for things. I'm not going to be coming to Aaron that often. There is a vendor that we do want to get pretty high score with, just because he will come up off and on throughout the game. But Aaron, we use him a few times here early, and that's about it. So I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to hold on to this acid vial for a little bit. I might not ever really use it. And if I don't for a while, I'll probably just sell it. Caustic bulb, I'm not going to worry about. I probably will never end up using that, so we'll just sell that. Also, these void bulbs, we're going to do the same thing. They're fun. You can yank people into holes with them, but not something I'm that worried about. Actually, sell a few things. It's gonna sound stupid. I'm hanging on to the stuffed bear for something. It literally has no game effect, but I think it's cute and fun, and we're gonna do it on this run. I've not done it previously, but one of our companions, Shadowheart, when we first meet her and first see her in camp, she has a stuffed bear in her little campsite area. So we're just gonna, any stuffed animals we find, we're just gonna bring and give to her. So you can see I'm getting 597 gold right now. There's a few items I like to pick up. First off, potions of healing, really valuable. I always try to buy as many of them as I can. I tend to be a little freewheeling with them. I like to use them. Other thing we're gonna pick up early is these gloves and missile snaring. They're not cheap, but you can see I have plenty of leeway in my gold, and they're worthwhile for picking up. And then the build we're going with Karlach is not going to have her throwing a lot, so I'm not going to worry about the Ring of Flinging, even though that would be helpful. The armor he has is not much better than what we're already wearing anyway, so we're not going to worry about those, but we are going to pick up a couple of the arrows that are handy. Yeah, we can get those. These Ilmater ones are actually very strong. And do I have enough for the potion of speed? Yeah. In fact, actually, we'll just, since I probably would never end up using it, we'll throw that in, coming out slightly ahead. I like to get potions of speed later in the game, especially they become very useful. So you can see, pretty even. Came out ahead, got a lot of good things. I'm not going to sell with everybody here because there are some other vendors. And as much as possible, I try not to end up giving vendors money if I can avoid it. It's kind of a little quirk I have. So these gloves and missile snaring are really nice. So we got to think of somebody who's not really going to be using the reactions a lot. I'm going to be putting them on myself. I have the lowest health, so it makes sense. The arrows are actually going to go over here to Astarion, since he uses ranged a lot. Oh, I could have sold that. We'll do that later. One other thing I want to knock out that I haven't done yet is reactions. Now that we bought an item that specifically ties reactions, it's a good idea, in my opinion, to go ahead and make most of your reactions ask you. That way you don't accidentally use a resource or an action that you might have wanted later. Alright, so we can, and it'll show you which ones are asking you now before these. So let's talk to these guys.
Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blazing spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
So Leah, Cal, and Roland are siblings. Roland wants to go to Baldur's Gate where he has an apprenticeship waiting for him. He's the oldest. He doesn't really care about the other tieflings. These two are much more passionate and care about them. So we're going to try and persuade them to stay. I'm not going to go with the typical Githyanki response here. I'm also not going to use friends. Once we're kind of deeper in the cave, you want to be careful about using that. The guards don't like it. But we have a pretty good success chance. I mean, it's like a +6 minimum that we had.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this. Zerg. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throats slit by goblin blade.
Thank you, Roland.
I think that thing that keeps popping is this elixir of arcane cultivation. It's just gonna hang out there and keep doing it each time, and it's fine. Alright, we made it. There's a little thing hidden here. See that? I'm gonna stick the extra. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna put this pouch to work. We're gonna put scrolls in the pouch. And then we're gonna move the pouch up here. I'm gonna see if I can get the pouch in the early part of my items. Let's see here. Oh, you can't. What a bummer. But the scrolls do show there. Oh well. It was worth a try. But at least if we keep our scrolls there, they're not filling up our bag and we're not ending up with like 600 scrolls. So we'll just kind of keep moving scrolls to that bag as we go. And then much cleaner looking. This is you'll gather through the game. I hate when my bag is messy. I'm gonna go down and do them first. Let's go and do this little upper area first. We're gonna do the lower area after we do the druids. We can come meet Will.
Give me a best shot. Not bad. Again.
I can't do it. I'm not like you.
Umi, I don't need you to be like me. You just have to buy enough time to run. Come on. I believe in you. You can do this. You're on the right path, Umi. Go on now. Practice what you've learned. Well met. The blade of frontiers at your...
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. You are the blade of frontiers racing through the wastes of Avernus. Just ahead, a diabolical figure, red skin, single curled horn, blazes with flame, bloodied great axe held high.
Hell's great fires. You were on the ship. You saw her then. Advocatus Diaboli. Her name is Karlak, an archdevil soldier I swore on my good eye to kill.
I tracked her through the hells to the Mindflayer ship, but the damned Illithids infected me before I could end her.
She's out there now, preying on the innocent. I don't kill her, she'll leave behind nothing but a trail of corpses. An excellent suggestion, but your party's full up. Still, when the time comes, call for the blade. I won't be long to answer. A splendid plan. We'll talk more there.
So that's Will. Fun fact, Will's voice actor changed between the early access version and the release. A lot of people were not very happy with Will. His story got changed a lot. I actually like it. He's a bit full of himself. But then are a lot of our party members. So there you go.
I saw you at the gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids? Spare a story or two.
So I could be like really negative. You're all gonna die. I'm actually gonna go with, you know, try to cheer them up.
Thanks. I prefer when they smile.
Icarus is, I'm sorry, this Ashrak, he's one of the kind of higher ups in the tiefling. And then we can talk to Guax here.
Step, parry, strike, damn it! It's just not... Ah! Sorry. I've never seen your faces. Well, I should get back to it. Nothing but. Goblins in the wild, out for blood, and the druids in here looking to kick us out. Or worse. We need to be ready for a fight, but I'm useless with a sword. Haratha Jack, and swing! Yes! You really know what you're doing. Found this by the road. Bet you'll put it to good use. I'll suffer embarrassment so long as I survive. I just hope the druids won't make that harder than it is already. But I'll keep at it. Thank you. Oh, yes. When the time comes, it'll be nothing but battle cries from me.
So we go. We got a little inspiration. You could see initially, like, Bring a Will and kind of disappointed Lae'zel, and like there was a lot of disapprovals from the early part, but we got some approvals back for it. They also gave us a battle axe that we're just gonna end up selling probably. Yep. Let us head down. We're gonna deal with the druid part and some of the lower area grove parts, and then we'll come back. Alright. Don't need to worry about them.
Please, let us through. Let my daughter go right now.
She's a thief, hellspawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Ragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out.
So you're probably picking up there's a lot of tension in the grove right now between the tieflings who have taken shelter here and were led in by the previous first druid Halsin, and the current first druid Kaga is trying to kick them out.
Come, Magrin. Give him a chance. You, get back! No, and you'll find trouble all the same unless you get out of my sight.
A moment, Giorna.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
So before we go see Kaga, we're gonna go over here, and this is actually the little fight we're about to get in here in a minute is actually one of the harder early game fights, in my opinion. It can be pretty difficult because there's an element that can lead to you not having control of your characters, and it can be pretty devastating if it goes badly. But hopefully it's gonna work out. So the first thing we're gonna do is split ourselves up. So we can hopefully be able to cover a little bit more area. And we're going to move Astarion down here, and we're going to try and hide in this little bit of shade that they give us, if we can. You can see he's in like a lightly obscured. Hopefully that works out.
Such a pretty song.
Lae'zel's going to come down here. You can see this is a kid, is Merkin. If you heard that singing, you're going to see what it is in a minute, but that's kind of where the problems start. Shadowheart's going to stand over here. I'm going to have her up. They kind of kind of two fronts, if you will, on this fight. And I'm going to come down and get us started.
Swift as my feet can carry me.
So I'm going to start by talking to Merkin.
Shh. Listen.
A sweet melody plays above the waves, beckoning you, drowning out all logical thought.
And I'm going to try to not
The
be overcome.
suffocating yearning suddenly fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
No. It's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer.
You can see it's harpies. So very true to kind of the lore with harpies. They're pulling us in. And now we are in combat, and I'm lured, which is exactly what we were trying to avoid. But what are you gonna do? And this is why this fight can be very difficult, because you can see they get to just do damage to us. It looks like I can go do an opportunity attack, get a little stabby stab on at least. Get something going. Ah, it's a good hit. Okay, so we really need to try to break her concentration on her song. But Lae'zel's not really the one to do it. So Lae'zel's gonna come in and go after these two. We're gonna hop over here. We're gonna try to trip this guy. You can see that was actually really effective. We're gonna go and take the extra action. Yep, and we're gonna go and cleave and hopefully hit them both. And we did kill the one. We threw a little more damage on this one. They're almost dead. Big round for us in the end, even though Starin and myself weren't able to do much. And then, honestly, we go before her, so I'm hoping that that will work out. Not her strongest, but if we can kill that one, alas, we did not. And then I'm gonna keep trying to. Yeah, we'll just jump down right there. Worth a little bit of damage to come down. Alright, so now everybody's down here. We get to go. I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna just magic missile this guy and hopefully break the song. 3 hits, 3 chances. Did break her concentration, so now she's not even getting to do the music. Now I could do a quickened and throw another spell out, but it's going to use all 3 of my sorcery points, so I'm not going to do that. Astarion, on the other hand, is going to switch to his rapier because he's stuck in melee, which was not what we wanted to do. Yeah, it's worthwhile. We're going to try and poison this one and put them to sleep. Only we're going to miss, and so be ineffective. Load that for us. Now you can see another luring song, another concentration. She's gonna come flying down and hurt me pretty badly. She got lured. Shadowheart looks like she's being lured. Oh good, the kid didn't though. Kid's gonna get out. You can see I took a pretty big hit. Like, I'm not doing great. We're gonna take the guided strike.
On I go.
I am going to go ahead and use one of mine so I can break the luring song.
I will have your head, Harpy.
And then he can come in. She did save against the poison. I swear I've never had the darn poison work, but it's okay.
Well, so much for peace.
Now we're standing in water, so it's probably not the best idea to use an electricity spell. And I can't run, which is kind of a bummer. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do this to try and knock her back. Very effective. You can see. I'm gonna move back, and then I'm actually gonna use my bonus action to drink a potion, because I was very low. This one's gonna go. Ooh, got another good hit on Astarion. This one's gonna come after me. Did miss that time. We're gonna go ahead and might need to rearrange those at some point. Kill that one. I can actually jump all the way over, which theoretically means next round Astarion should be able to, if we have a next round, should be able to use a sneak attack. Now she has not used a spell yet in this combat, so I am going to just go ahead and try to Guiding Bolt it. That might seem a bit wasteful, and it potentially was, but I think we're in good shape.
Are they gone? No. Yes. I mean, I don't know. That's what the voice said. I almost got to the nest, but the singing. I need to get back. Mole will be so mad. Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Donny. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
So there we go. We're gonna go ahead and use a short rest. It's gonna get our action surge back. It's gonna get her battle master points back. It's gonna heal us most of the way. Very valuable. And then we could go loot all the harpies.
Anything of use?
We'll go do it. They're all down here anyway. Occasionally one of them will have a bone worth 30 gold. It didn't look like they did. And then there are some things over here we're going to go to. Like I said, that fight can be very challenging. I've had times where 2 rounds go by without us getting to control our characters. And you can see, they do significant damage. But they are worth a little bit of XP. Now, we're going to break off. Lae'zel's going to do this just because she has better jumping than me.
Repositioning.
That higher strength definitely helps. Technically, Shadow Hearts is pretty good now, too.
Let's see what those harpies were hoarding.
You can see, we got a little ring, some other things. There's a note in there I could read, but I'm not going to.
Never a dull moment. Never wanted the easy path.
And we're going to head up here. There is an area right up here where you can jump across these, and there's a spot to dig over there. Same idea. We're going to send Lae'zel over.
Quickly then.
She has a better jump distance. She has a pretty high athletics. That's the one thing she has on Shadowheart, which is why I use her for jumping. And essentially that would be Karlak if we don't have Lae'zel, or when we don't have Lae'zel anymore. This whole little Harpy area I didn't actually know about on my first run until I was actually almost done with Act 1. So I came back and got in. The fight was really easy because I was, I think, either 5 or almost level 5. So I was like, oh, this is so easy. And then not so easy at level 3, but not impossible at all.
Only if my people extract them. The only other cure is the blade.
One other thing we can do over here, there is the lovely Alfira, who is maybe not the best singer.
Dance upon the stars tonight. Smiles and pain will fade away. Words of mine will change. No. Become. Change? No. Damn it! No. I'm moments away from a grisly death. At the hands of this bloody song. I can't. Nothing fits, you know? It can't hurt. I have her. I have an extra lute, if you want. My teacher, Lihala. She loved dancing. Had 2 left feet, mind. I remember waking up one night on the road and seeing her. Dancing beneath the stars. A huge smile on her face. Thinking of it now, my heart hurts. And my words just seem to crumble. Like ash. Wait. Words of mine will turn to ash. That's perfect. Words of mine will turn to ash when you cool the last light down. Yes, yes!
I'm gonna let this play for just a minute. It's kind of a little theme of the game.
said the same thing. That's the first time I've played since Lihala died. My teacher. She was playing her lute. We didn't hear the gnolls coming. There was so much blood. I can still smell it. She'd yell at me for that clunky verse and make me play till my fingers were raw. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Finish the Weeping Dawn. For her. I've a long way to go. But thank you. I needed this.
So there we go. That's Alfira. Alfira's gonna pop up here and there. And she's trying. She's a bard. She's trying. You might notice that that's a song that plays in the like menu, like the loading screen. If you pay attention. So I think it's kind of cool that they worked it into the game. So I let her play. And this is a bard hat that we're not going to make a lot of use of as a party, but that's fine. If we ever recruit Minthara into the party, I might. There's kind of a bard paladin build I'm curious about trying, so maybe we'll do that with her. And this is Volo.
Can it be a Git Yankee? Oh, what a delight. If I was less educated, I presume to ask what you're doing on the Sword Coast. Indeed. Some merciless kin of yours made sure of that some years ago. Though at present, my curiosity lies elsewhere than the vagaries of the children of Gith. You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest. I'll make it very quick. Hand to heart.
He will not.
Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, but remember nothing useful about goblin social order or behavior.
Goblins struck fear and awe in heart of wilting witness.
A mythweaver. This man has no respect for truth.
And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety? Witness believes himself to be dragon. Possibly deluded. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates? They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal! Ah, but is superstition all? These goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to dawdle.
Oh, never you mind. Who needs mercy when you've a quick tongue, hmm? And an invisibility potion stashed in your back pocket?
Until we meet again.
So Volo's actually a big lore character. And an idiot, as you probably gathered. Kind of not the smartest. Let's go talk to this young lady right here.
Speak. The bird knows. She needs to know. You do not.
again, we're gonna avoid using friends in the grove, just because people know when you use it, and the guards really don't like it. But we're making a heck of a roll out of that.
Forgive me. It is not you I fear. It is my brethren. More follow Korga every day. They are afraid, and she offers a simple solution. Eject the refugees, and we will be safe. Perhaps not. But that does not make it right. Only Master Halsin can stop this. I pray my bird returns with news of him. If not, I fear for my people. He left with the adventurers. They went treasure hunting in an old temple near here. Master Halsin did not chase treasure. I do not know what he was chasing, but he never returned. Find Nettie in her room, through the carved door, deeper in the grove.
Okay, we're gonna leave with that. So she's one of the druids who is kind of against Kaga. We're gonna meet a couple more of them. They don't want to close the grove off the way Kaga is. So now we're kind of in the heart of the Emerald Grove. Before we go down and trigger, this is Wrath. He's also kind of anti-closing up the grove. This is Kaga, who right now is the Archdruid, but if Halsin were to return, he's out.
She may join them. Let the devil be an example.
There are a lot of cutscenes
I'm
in the
sorry.
game.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger. She's a parasite. She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
We're gonna try to persuade her. Oh, yeah, no, we're not gonna use friends. Probably should, but I'm not going to. We have some inspirations that we are going to apparently need. Yeah, so we will try to use an inspiration here. You can see we have these. We've been building them up, so this is a good use of one to get that reroll. Ah, much more successful. This is why you have inspirations.
Very well. She may go. Break your word, and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me.
So you can see Gale approved from camp. This is
My
kind of a major
grace has
run.
its limits.
So sometimes your people even in camp can see.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
Interestingly, Shadowheart approved of that. She cares for the refugees, and she cares for children. She actually was a, before in early access, she was actually not an acolyte. She was actually a urchin.
I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before. Let's just clear the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the tadpoles, at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with. Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage.
So, there are these that will tell you more about what these murals are about. I'm not going to click on all of them, let other people discover them, but essentially it means that the Druids and the Harpers work together to push back like Shar and Justicars. So,
We've shown them once.
I'll talk to Wrath real
We
quick.
did well to speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented.
Oh, one of my friends is playing Smite.
Nothing befitting a child. Nothing befitting any of our world's creatures. We've let a snake replace our leader. She will see the tieflings driven out, or worse. Ah, I see. You will find her deeper in the caves. Master Halsin. Perhaps goblin caught, perhaps dead. He'd set Mistress Korga back in line. Hold her to task, stop this damned ritual. More will die if the rite is finished. So many more, sent into a world gone mad. It is what Korga desires. I doubt it is what Sylvanas wants.
Okay. So we've got that. Let's go talk to Korga.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster? First you urge grace, then you speak truth. You surprised me twice over. A shame the grace period ends. The Viper's fangs have been bared. She must guard her brood. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanas, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders. And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike. You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
So she thinks there's other options. We'll get to those. So Kaga's trying to shut down the grove. That's kind of a big plot point. Like some other CRPGs, it's kind of a time crunch without being like a true time crunch. Honestly, I've never hit a number of rests that get the grove shut down, so I'm not too stressed about it time-wise. And we're going to be going plenty fast. For those who like to explore, there's a chest back here that you can get into, and that we're going to do very quickly. You don't want to get caught doing this. Druids really don't like it. They don't like thievery. But there's a very important clue here to kind of Kaga, where she's coming from, all these things. Alright. Stop being skulky. So we're going to read that real quick. You can see Kaga, Swamp Dogs, Tree, Meet Me Alone, Olden. So what's up with that? Well, we'll find out later. I have an order I kind of do everything in this early part, and that is going to come later. It's kind of on my push between 4 and 5. So level 4, level 5. This is Nettie. Nettie's healing a bird right now.
I see you. Just give me a moment.
Vis medicatrix.
There. It's up to her now. Life or death. Now, what was it you needed? You found her, but I still don't know what she can do for you. Come here. Let's have a look at you. You seem healthy enough. A bit tired around the eyes, maybe.
I don't know why, but Nettie's voice just does it for me. I love it. She's amazing.
A tadpole. A mind flayer tadpole. That's a serious condition. Come, follow me. I might be able to help. We need to be quick. This
Pardon me for the coughing. So we're gonna head on in with Nettie. She's going to come in here. So, this little conversation.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after. Seems so. Gave Master Halsin a right start. It's why he joined the adventurers on their expedition. To find out what was happening. I pity you got me instead of him. He understands these things. Studied them. Still, we have options. You don't have to be here for this.
No, I'll stay. I'd rather know exactly what you're up to.
All right. Let's see what we can do.
She shifts uneasily, hesitating. Something's off.
It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. Have you noticed anything strange happening? Victims can identify each other. Not that the others know they're victims, of course. How'd you pick up the parasite? Halsin was desperate to find where all this was happening. A mind flayer ship? But Master Halsin was sure. Look, you've been straight with me, so I'll be straight with you. You're dangerous. If you transform here, we're all dead. But you seem like a good soul. You deserve a chance to save yourself. This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. The thorn? Coated in a fatal toxin. It was a last resort, in case I couldn't trust you. I don't have a cure. Only a way out. I'm sorry for misleading you, but I had to be sure you weren't a threat before I told you everything. Now, do I have your word or not? I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here. You know, I've spent my life treating folk and never once saw a mind flayer infection. Then suddenly, there's dozens of you. Maybe more. Master Halsin and I were tracking them, studying them, trying to figure out what the hells was going on. Because you should all be changing. There should be a small army of mind flayers out there. But you're not. Weird powers aside, you seem perfectly normal. For one, that thing in your head is like nothing we've ever seen from mind flayers. It's one of their worms for sure. But this one gives you powers. Telepathic connections. And it doesn't turn you into one of them. Not yet, anyhow. Could be. But there's a lot we don't know. Infected, folks like you, have been converging on an old temple of Selûne. And I've no idea why. When Master Halsin heard the adventurers were heading that way, he saw a chance to get answers. Joined on the spot. Whatever he found there, he didn't make it back. The thing is, I've sent birds to find him, but the place is rotten with goblins. None of us can even get close. You, though, you're one of them. Technically speaking, I mean. They won't kill someone carrying their parasite. If you can find Halsin and get him out of there, we can discover what he learned. And perhaps he can save your life. How's that sound? Thank you. It would mean everything to the Grove. To me. I wish I could tell you more. but only those adventurers know what happened out there. All I can say for sure is they all went to the old temple of Selûne, and Master Halsin didn't make it back. Good luck out there. And if things start to go bad, remember the vial. Remember your oath.
So there we go. We could actually question this guy. So that necklace we picked up, this one right here, actually gives us the ability to speak to dead. Ultimately, he's just going to tell us there's other drow around and that a giant bear druid killed him. I was actually stalling there. I wanted Nettie to leave. We are going to go and pick up this Mind Flayer specimen. There'll be a few of these scattered around. We'll get some out of people we kill. We'll go and send that to camp. I'm also going to send that hat to camp. Yeah. Yeah, just in case we decide to use it later. So ultimately, we'll have a choice later to whether or not to use the Mind Flayer specimens to get us some Mind Flayer powers. And I honestly have not decided what I want to do yet with this character. They are pretty strong. And especially later, there's some that get really, really good. And you can actually even have multiple team members use them. So the possibilities there. Like I said, we're going to put a pin in it. Come back to that decision later. Right now, we have more exploring to do. We are in the Grove. We've kind of finished the lower area here, except there's one other thing I want to do. I almost ran off before we did it. If you look, there is a chest right up there. So we're going to separate Lae'zel off. She's going to use this Githyanki jumping or so. She's going to jump up there. She's going to pick it up. And honestly, she's just going to jump up here.
Let's move.
And we're going to come around over this way, and then we'll kind of pick her back up in a minute. She doesn't need to come on this next part anyway. First, we have to meet Arabella's parents. We're pretty happy we saved her.
Ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
Yeah. I mean, thank you for helping me.
So we just got a little necklace. Not really something we're going to use right away, but we'll have a point later. I have a use for it later. We're going to group up and get Lae'zel to start heading this way maybe. We're not going to talk to Mattis. We are about to go talk to Donnie. Remember we were told to ask him about the Dragon's Lair.
He stares right past you as if you're invisible or boring. He nods, then reaches for a concealed hatch.
Donnie is definitely somebody who doesn't have a lot to say to us. But you can see he just opened up the hatch. Right before we clicked on that, Lae'zel actually picked up on the strange ox. It is an ox that we can talk to later. We'll speak with animals when we get that. And we will, but we're just not doing it yet.
Well, look
This is
who's
a mall.
come to visit. My kids say you've been busy since you got here. Merkon says you got him out of a tight spot with some harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed.
You saved Arabella from the Druids. Don't know what those bastards would have done.
Making sure we're ready to leave when the time comes. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk.
See if she has anything to trade. Not really a lot. nothing really valuable. She does have a stuffed bear, but I'm gonna let her keep it.
Anything else? You've been a friend to us. Come back anytime.
So Mole is like basically leading a little kind of crime syndicate of children right now. She does kind of come up later if you know you can kind of keep the tieflings alive. So she's a lot of fun. All the little orphan tieflings kind of answer to her. And now this is Zoru, who, if you remember, has seen Githyanki.
By Mordai's eyes. More of them. My friend's blood not enough. Come to rip me open too.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
This is where I can be nicer or more of a jerk. I'm not purposely trying to have the relationship with Lae'zel long term, so I'm going to take over.
You dare interrupt? Has the tadpole ravaged your senses? Kichoki.
It doesn't make Shadar happy.
Thanks. What do you want from me? On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass. Saw us, for we saw it. Jammed its blade through Yul's belly, straight to the other side. And I just ran.
The map. Show me.
No hard feelings. Let's have a look.
So this is me not putting up with
Last
Lae'zel
time
stuff.
a subordinate questioned my judgment, I ate tongue stew that very night.
I warned you, didn't I? You ought to reconsider keeping her around before she causes real trouble.
Kenyak, your tantrum proves you no wiser than a hatchling. The tiefling was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective. Purification cannot wait. The Kresh holds the Zaithisk. It will cleanse us of the parasite. By Vlaakith's covenant, I know little more. I am unfamiliar with the... well, I shall not say culture. Custom, perhaps.
So that's kind of like Lae'zel in a nutshell, even that little portion. We have a few more things we're going to do before we leave. I realize that there's a lot of cutscenes when we're in the Grove. You're going to see that when you get to kind of the major areas like this. I'm trying to move through them as quickly as I can so we can get to the action.
I want to have a word. You! Saw you fighting those slimy bastards. Fancy a bowl? Best to fill your belly now, while we still can. That's a good attitude. Here, have more. We'll need every bit of strength to make it to Baldur's Gate. Trust me.
There we go, got a little gruel. Now we're going to talk to everyone's favorite auntie.
If it isn't the talk of the camp. It's a rare day when I see one of you lot about. Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh! You look more green than yellow, Petal. Are you hurt, cold, feverish? Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore. Hey, bother.
There's a lot we could have done there, but I'm really just here to trade with her. So we're going to go grab Lae'zel. So the main thing I want to get off of her, I need to remember to equip that ring into somebody. We are trying to get some of these specific potions. And we will probably come through every time we rest, come back through here and try to get them from her as we have the money. So the first thing, we want the greater healing potions, all that we can get. And of course the regular lesser, that's 112. So for 180 more, we're going to add in the elixirs of hill giant strength. And we should have enough that we can get the potion of invisibility as well. So basically we've gotten what I think are the valuable things off of her. And even gotten her to give us a little bit of cash. And then Astarion will sell. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to do that.
Take care now, sweetie.
So Ethel's not here permanently. She'll be here until we trigger a certain event. That we'll get to later. So we do want to try every time we come back and visit, every time we rest, to come back, because their inventories refill for the most part. I don't think she'll get that potion of invisibility back, but she'll get the hill giant strengths and the healing potions, which will be very useful later. Especially the hill giant strengths are going to be kind of big for our combatants.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel. Of sorts. Used to be a bread and butter tinsmith before Elturel fell into Avernus. These days my talents are more eclectic. Learned a lot in my time in the Hells. Hope to forget most of it. But between you and me, there's nothing in all the realms like the utter power of infernal machinery. Alas, my offerings are far more humble these days.
Okay, so we're going to see his worst. Now this vendor we do want to try to build that kind of positive rapport with. So we are going to basically just give him some stuff for free. So we can try to get this over. Because this is a vendor we are going to see quite a bit. So you can see this. I'm literally just going to give him these. And we're going to see that kind of tick over and the discount go up just a little bit. So then we're going to have Shadowheart. She's got quite a bit on her still. We're going to go and put a lot of that in there. Click, 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 click. So when you're picking items up, you can mark them, or even in your bagging, you mark them to go directly to wares. I don't know why I don't do that, to be completely honest. I just don't, really. Now he's got some dice, he's got some arrows. We're pretty good on most of that right now, so we're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is we're going to give him about half of this for free. Not quite half, but pretty close to it. So you can see, we're actually giving away almost 200 gold. So we should see this move up quite a bit. So let's do that. And you can see that went up 12%. We're already into the yellow. And then we're going to come over, and he's only got a few things on him anyway to sell. So he'll kind of drag those in. He wasn't going to get very much anyway, like 39. We're just going to give that away. Again, now we're up to 41%. So we've actually swung that up something like 16% already. Like I said, we want to get him into the green. We want to get the biggest discount we can with him because we're going to see him a lot. And he gets some really good items later. It also kind of helps our sell too. And then last thing we do after we sell, we kind of rearrange so we get everything nice and grouped together. And then I mentioned I need to put this on somebody. We're going to go and put it on me. So if I end up in melee, I can kind of hopefully have a little bit of something to get away. It's a level 1 color spray. And again, I still have a bunch of scrolls. Alright. So we're off. We're going to have a few more conversations. Like I said, trying to move through those as quick as I can. So let's talk to Aradin.
If it ain't the fearless Goblin Slayer, you sure you want to be seen with me? I ain't exactly popular with this lot. Aye. His name's Halsin. And if he's still alive, he'll be cursing the day he laid eyes on me. We've got a contract to track down some relic, and he wanted in on the job. Eyes lit up when he heard about it. Didn't work out, though. Goblins got him when we were turning tail. He's either digging latrines or boiling in a cookpot by now. Don't know what I expected. That much gold for some long-lost relic.
5,000.
A wizard, too. I should have known. The gold probably turns to lead the moment you leave Baldur's Gate. Stupid thing to die for. If I knew that, I wouldn't be back here, with half my crew gone. But look, if you're itching to meet Kellenvor, I won't stop you. It's called the Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us.
I'd give you the map and wish you a happy funeral, but my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own todger. Goblins made sure to the fat old chunk.
All I've got's the contract. It'll show you where we turn back, if you feel like dying. Don't thank me. I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die.
Aridin's pretty practical, honestly.
Can't wait to get back to the gate.
He'll show back up. We're gonna talk to these two. This is a little tiefling couple. Be a relatively short
And
conversation.
we'll have a dog, right?
They don't allow them in Baldur's Gate.
Cats, though?
A little orange cat. And a house with a little door so that it can come and go as it pleases.
What'll we name it? I like Jeffrey.
Small. Whiskers. Meow, meow. You know, cat. Well, they're excellent mousers. And their little faces are so cute. Exactly.
Where are you from, where there are no cats, by the by? Right. Well, welcome to the Sword Coast.
Come with us to Baldur's Gate. If cats are new to you, you won't believe what you'll find there.
That's actually fun. I've never actually done that interaction as a Gith. With a regular character, it's a lot different. So, kind of a cute little interaction. Also, my wife would approve. She loves cats.
Damn goblins. Oh, I was just gonna let it fall off, stick it in my satchel. Ain't letting anyone here near me. They all sat and watched while Zevlor near got us killed. And what about our people? Half the crew's lying dead back in that ruin. Even the new lad, his first contract, and we land him in a goddamn goblin nest. He actually stood and fought, the stupid bastard. Like I never trained him better. These weren't no normal goblins. And Liam weren't no friend, all right? Just another raw recruit, thought he was in some storybook.
She's kind of sweet, he says sarcastically. Alright, we got one more little conversation here, and then a couple more with Zevlor, and then... Well, we're almost through.
One more time, boy. Hand over my locket.
I don't have your ugly locket. I've never seen it before.
Hand it over or I'll slap the teeth out of your head. You threatening me?
I'm playing this as the I don't like to see people get picked on. I was picked on.
You don't understand.
No.
The kids
My
stole
Gith was
my
picked.
locket. Hey, how the hell's with this? These little devils get away with everything because of coddling bastards like you. You'll get yours someday. I hope I get to see it.
Maybe you will, but personally, I doubt it. See you around.
100% the child stole his locket too. He wasn't wrong. But my character doesn't like to see children picked on. I'm not an urchin, but... Okay, and now this is Zevlor's chamber.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child. If the druids are this far gone, then it's not just goblins we have to fear. So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it? It's good of you to offer, but there's a whole army of goblins out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task. Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you. We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
So.
No, sir. But if there's a clear path past those goblins, they'll find it.
Yes, of course.
So now we're tasked. You can see Astarion doesn't really like doing things for free. So that's why he disapproves a lot. I do need him to stay in my party, so we'll have to give him a little at some point.
Goblins would kill us the second we set foot outside. But after hearing what you did at the gate, well, I still think they'll kill us. But at least we can put up a fight. There's optimism, and then there's stupid, hun. Plenty of us fell to monsters already. I don't see the rest of us lasting long out there. But if you're so sure we will, why not put a little gold on the line? Excellent. And since I ain't one to leave a debt unpaid, that means we're destined to meet in Baldur's Gate. Looking forward to it.
Okay. Alright. And now the moment everyone's waiting for. We're gonna gear up to leave. Basically have one more little conversation on our way out the door, and then we'll have a combat. I'll probably wrap up this recording there, and then we'll pick up leaving the Grove the next time. We're not gonna rest. You can see I've got plenty of spells. We still have one short rest left. There's not really a reason for us to rest this early, but we've obviously had kind of a long recording here. A lot of cutscenes. Well, I mean, it's just kind of the nature of when you get to a new major location, like a hub. But we picked up several kind of quest points here. Dealing with Kaga, rescuing Halsin, killing the goblin leaders, starting this conversation.
You ain't gonna shoot me. Your hands are shaking.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way!
She didn't kill your brother, Arka. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with.
So here's the question. Do I stop her, or do I let her die? I don't really like goblins. It's not evil to let her die.
Doesn't even matter if you kill me.
Astarion approves it. Like I said, I gotta get him some.
I'm blessed.
Here it comes, you little beast.
Maybe it wasn't the best thing to let her do it, but
That goblin won't be the last.
It was wrong.
It was justice. Or the start of it.
like I said, not maybe the most noble thing I did, but I'm not playing a lawful good character. Remember, my people are kind of evil by nature. So the reason that there's like the climb up here, by the way, is if you do any stealing or anything here, you get kind of locked up over here, and this is how you get out. There's also this little hidden door here that we're going to go through. And you're going to see we're in an underground passage, and if we look far enough up, there's some goblins. So we're going to start moving up, but we're going to notice something. Again, having been here before, this thing likes to shoot laser beams, but we can turn it off with that little rune over there. So we're going to cast my mage hand way up there. And with the mage hand, which are very handy, press the button. Mage hand, secretly, just a great spell. Last 10 rounds, can do a lot of little things like that. Throw levers, can push people. And now we're going to actually sneak up to start this combat. And we're actually, I kind of mentioned before, we're going to let Astarion start a lot of combats because of the way Assassin works. So we're going to start by trying to kill this Sharp Eye. You can see now that we're in combat. He gets to go. He did take a hit there, but he gets to go again, and since it's the first round, that doesn't work on him. So we're going to actually have Lae'zel come in. We're going to use up one of these. See, she killed him. That's actually a good round for Lae'zel. We're not going to waste anything else. And Astarion, this guy has not moved, so we can sneak attack him. And we missed. A little bit of a bummer. We're going to go and drink that.
No choice but to keep going. Very well.
Then I can move up. Now I go before Shadowheart, so I'm going to go ahead and try to kill this guy. I was unsuccessful in killing him. That's fine. He's unconscious. I can try to use a missile snaring so you can see I didn't take any damage. That was using a reaction. Love that for me.
On I go.
Now my goal is to actually kill her. She's pretty far away, so I am going to go ahead and use Guiding Bolt. Hopefully it hits, and it did. We killed her. Very handy. Now Lae'zel can hopefully come over, clean this guy up. There we go. And I'm gonna go and just drink another potion. I don't want to rest yet. Kind of have a point I want to get to before I use my rest. So we're gonna throw a little healing potion at this guy to bring him up.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here. They were asking questions about a weapon. I told them the only weapons here are the ones the Foulbloods brought. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
Okay. So we're gonna real quick finish up. We're gonna loot all the bodies. There's a couple other items we can loot, and then we're gonna wrap this one up, and we'll pick up getting ready to leave the caves next time. So let's just get up here, leave this guy, and like first thing, I always like to turn this off just in case somebody decides to path weirdly. Let's not die. Pardon me, that was me sneezing, very awkwardly. And we're gonna move some gear around and loot around and things like that here. Pick it all up. There we go.
Watch your back.
Somebody saw the trap, thank goodness. We have a +8. We'll be alright. There we go. Trap is disarmed. Now let's see if we can lockpick it. This time it's a little bit harder, so we will go ahead and take that guidance. And we got it. Good job, us.
No time to rest.
Alright. So now let's just pass some things around here real quick. I don't really use staves because, again, I have the dexterity, so I like this light weapon. We can put those here. Let's sort this by type. And we can go dink, 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 dink. These weapons can go to her. You can see huge carry capacities on those two. And then these can go in here. We'll go and put that one in there too. And at some point, I'll probably have to open up, and you can see it's not stacking some of these. A little disappointing it doesn't do that, but that's okay. We'll just group them up. Alright, there we go. I think this is a good time to go ahead and stop the recording. We'll pick up with us leaving this cave and heading out into the world. Thank you guys all for watching, and gals for watching. We're going to get right here by the door, and we're going to stop the recording. We will see you next time.